Welcome to Reflect. We're not your average podcast. We're the future of storytelling, powered by AI that thinks, learns, and evolves with every episode. You've discovered a platform to share your passion with the world, delivering a whole new way to experience stories. We're breaking the mold, leaving traditional formats behind, and here to help make you unforgettable. So get ready to reflect, because we're not just telling stories, we're telling the future.
All right, so get this. Today we're diving into ZoneScapes.
ZoneScapes.
Yeah, it's where the Pacific Northwest meets Chicano art. Can you believe that?
Oh, wow.
Like, seriously.
That's an interesting combination.
Yeah, picture like misty forests and vibrant murals all in one.
I would never have thought of that, but now I'm really intrigued.
Right, and the artist behind all of this is Ed Fassio.
Okay.
And, he's kind of a one-man show.
I see.
He's chosen Etsy as his platform.
Which makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, for a one-man show, it makes total sense.
Global reach.
Yeah.
Open 24/7. He can manage it all himself.
Yep, very smart move.
Definitely. But let's talk about what makes ZoneScapes stand out,
Yeah, because it's not just about, like, slapping a salmon on a serape.
Right, exactly.
Like, how does he actually do that?
Yeah, it's about capturing the essence of both the PNW and Chicano art and creating something new.
Okay.
And exciting.
So what are we actually seeing in these designs?
Well, you've got the PNW often represented with like more subdued colors, natural elements, maybe a bit of that woodsy, mystical vibe. Then you layer in the bold colors, intricate patterns, and often social and political commentary that are hallmarks of Chicano art.
So you're telling me he's like mixing like orcas and lowriders or something?
Well, not exactly, although I wouldn't rule anything out with ZoneScapes.
Oh.
But think more about the principles.
All right.
The orca, for example, is a powerful symbol in both PNW and indigenous cultures.
I see.
Fassio might depict it with the bold lines and colors of Chicano art, creating a piece that speaks to both traditions while also being totally fresh.
That's cool. So it sounds like this fusion isn't just about aesthetics.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's got a message, right?
Absolutely. ZoneScapes is all about raising awareness of the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
Its beauty, its wildlife, and the need for environmental sustainability.
So it's like he's using art to make a statement about protecting this region that he's clearly passionate about.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
And he's not limiting himself to canvas prints.
Oh, really?
We're talking blankets, comforters, even tumblers.
Wait, hold on.
You can literally wrap yourself in ZoneScapes art.
Tumblers.
Yeah.
Like, I can sip my coffee and contemplate the existential plight of a Chicano orca.
You got it.
That's deep. And it's not just about the orcas.
Okay.
He's got these soul window designs, which are a whole other level of intricate and mind-bending eyes.
Okay.
But like kaleidoscopic portals to another dimension, all with a distinct Chicano art flair.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
Yeah, they're pretty incredible.
So how's this all playing out for him?
Well,
is he like selling out stadiums with his orca tumblers?
Well, maybe not stadiums yet, but he's got big ambitions.
Okay.
ZoneScapes wants to become $1 million brand with a global reach.
Wow.
And there's a story about a client in Alaska who bought a bunch of pieces for a resort.
Hold up. Resort in Alaska.
Yeah, that sounds fancy. Did he fly up there and hand deliver them while wearing a hand-knitted orca sweater?
I don't know about the sweater.
Okay.
But that client ended up driving a ton of traffic to the ZoneScapes Etsy shop.
Really?
Yeah.
See, word of mouth is powerful stuff.
It is.
But it seems like ZoneScapes is doing more than just waiting for people to, stumble across their Etsy page.
Right. They're active on social media, have their own website, and really value customer feedback.
I see.
They even describe their brand personality as bold, exciting, and colorful.
Which, just look at the art. It makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just selling you a painting. We're inviting you into a whole vibe.
Exactly.
I like that.
And they're not afraid to push boundaries.
Okay.
One of their core values is transformational cultural creativity without borders.
Okay. Transformational cultural creativity without borders.
Yeah.
That sounds like something you'd hear at a super artsy intellectual cocktail party.
It does, doesn't it?
What does it actually mean?
It means they're all about fusing different cultural influences, breaking down artistic barriers, and using art to spark conversation and, hopefully, positive change.
So they're not just making cool art, they're making a statement.
Yeah.
I like it.
They are.
But let's get back to the art itself. We've got to dive deeper into those orcas and soul windows. I'm seriously intrigued.
All right, let's do it.
What's next?
Let's start with those orcas.
Okay.
They're not just pretty pictures. They're representations of the power and grace of these creatures intertwined with the bold and vibrant style of Chicano art.
I'm ready to be wowed. Let's do this.
All right, so these orca pieces, there's something else.
Okay, lay it on me.
You mentioned being wowed, and I think you will be.
Right.
It's not just the subject matter, it's how those orcas are presented.
Okay, so what am I looking for here?
Well,
I'm picturing like majestic black and white creatures,
right,
but with a Chicano art twist.
You're on the right track.
Okay.
Think about how orcas are usually depicted like very realistic nature documentaries, that sort of thing.
Right.
ZoneScapes takes that iconic image and injects it with vibrant colors, bold patterns, almost a sense of movement and energy that you don't see in those traditional representations.
So instead of a still life, it's like orca on a dance floor. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Okay, give me some specifics.
All right.
What kind of colors and patterns are we talking about?
Imagine deep blues and greens inspired by the Pacific Northwest waters, but then layered with those reds, yellows, oranges, even pinks that you see in Chicano murals.
Wow.
And the patterns can range from geometric shapes to more flowing, almost floral designs.
Okay, I can see how that would make them pop.
Yeah.
But it's got to be more than just pretty colors, right? What's the deeper meaning here?
Remember, ZoneScapes' mission is to raise awareness of the Pacific Northwest and its need for protection.
Right.
The orca is this perfect symbol of that powerful, majestic, but also vulnerable.
So he's using this vibrant, eye-catching style to draw attention to an issue that's important to him. It's like a visual call to action.
You got it.
I like it.
And it's even more powerful when you consider the orca's significance in Native American cultures of the region.
Oh, okay.
They represent strength, family, the interconnectedness of all living things.
So he's like weaving together environmentalism, indigenous culture, and Chicano art all in one image.
He is.
That's impressive.
It's that fusion that makes ZoneScapes so unique. And by incorporating those cultural layers, he's elevating the orca from just an animal to this symbol of heritage, resilience, and the need for balance between humanity and nature.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
It's pretty amazing stuff.
But we can't forget about those soul window designs.
Oh, yeah.
Those were the trippy kaleidoscopic eyes, right?
They were.
Tell me more about those.
Those are a journey in themselves. Imagine taking the concept of an eye, a window to the soul, and amplifying it with those intricate details and vibrant colors that are signature ZoneScapes.
So we're talking eyes, but not your average everyday eyes.
Definitely not.
What makes them so soul window-y?
It's the layers.
Okay.
You've got those bold outlines, maybe some lashes for a dramatic effect.
Okay.
But then within the iris, it's like a whole universe of patterns and colors inspired by Asian, Persian, Egyptian, and of course, Chicano art traditions.
So like staring into a portal to another dimension.
Yeah.
But with like a serious dose of cultural fusion.
Exactly.
I'm starting to see why they're so captivating.
And he doesn't just stick them on canvas.
Yeah.
Remember those tumblers?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine sipping your coffee and looking into one of those soul windows.
Oh, wow.
It's like a little dose of art and introspection with every sip.
Okay, I'll admit it, I'm intrigued, but let's talk business for a second.
All right.
This whole $1 million brand goal, is that even realistic for a one-man show selling art on Etsy?
It's ambitious, but not impossible.
Okay.
ZoneScapes has a lot going for it.
Like what?
That unique style, the strong messaging, the dedication to customer service. And they're not afraid to experiment with different products like those tumblers and blankets.
It's like they're creating a whole ZoneScapes world that you can buy into.
Exactly. And that Alaska resort story shows that they can attract attention outside of the online world.
Yeah, that is true.
Imagine those pieces having in a gallery or maybe even being featured in a design magazine.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here, but let's get back to the transformational cultural creativity without borders thing.
Right.
It sounds cool, but what does it mean for someone who's, not an art critic?
Think of it this way. ZoneScapes isn't just about creating pretty pictures.
Okay.
It's about using art to challenge perspectives,
Yeah.
spark conversation, and maybe even inspire change.
So it's like art with a purpose.
Exactly.
I can dig that, but how does that translate to those soul window designs?
It's about looking deeper, those eyes, those windows to the soul. They invite you to connect with something beyond the surface. They challenge you to consider different perspectives, different ways of seeing the world.
It's like he's saying, hey, we're all connected, even if we come from different backgrounds and experiences.
Exactly. And that message is especially relevant in today's world where there's so much division and misunderstanding.
I'm starting to see why those soul windows are so popular.
Yeah.
They're more than just art. They're a statement about humanity.
They are, and they're a reminder that beauty can be found in the most unexpected places.
Yeah.
Like the fusion of seemingly disparate cultures and artistic styles.
Okay, I'm officially a ZoneScapes fan, but let's talk about the man behind the art, Ed Fassio.
Okay.
What's his story? How did he end up creating this unique blend of PNW and Chicano art?
Well, that's a story for our next segment.
All right.
We'll delve into Ed's journey, his inspirations, and how ZoneScapes came to be.
Okay, stay tuned, everybody.
Stay tuned. Okay, so we've talked about the art, the mission, even the $1,000,000 dream.
Yeah, it's been quite the journey.
But what about the man behind ZoneScapes?
Yeah, who eyes Ed Fassio?
Right, who eyes this guy?
Did he grow up surrounded by Chicano art and then move to the Pacific Northwest and have some artistic epiphany?
I don't have all the details of his, biography, but
Okay.
from what we can gather, it seems like his path to ZoneScapes was a bit more winding.
Winding, how so?
Well, it seems like he's always been drawn to art, but his early work was more focused on traditional painting techniques, like landscapes, portraits, that sort of thing.
So no early signs of orcas with neon stripes or anything?
Not exactly.
Okay.
But there's this quote from his website where he talks about always being fascinated by patterns and colors and how they can evoke emotions and tell stories.
I can definitely see that in his work now.
Yeah.
It's like he takes those traditional elements and then infuses them with this whole other level of energy and meaning.
Right, exactly. And it seems like his interest in Chicano art developed gradually.
Oh, interesting. Through travel, exposure to different cultures, just a general openness to new experiences.
So it wasn't like a lightning bolt moment.
Right.
More like a slow burn that eventually ignited into ZoneScapes.
That's a great way to put it.
I like that.
And the Pacific Northwest seems to have played a huge role in that evolution, too.
How so?
He talks about being inspired by the region's natural beauty,
Yeah.
its indigenous cultures, that, sense of mystery and wonder that you find in the forests and mountains.
So it's like all those elements, his love of patterns and colors, his fascination with Chicano art, and his connection to the PNW, all came together to create this perfect storm of creativity.
It really did.
Wow.
And it's not just about blending styles, remember?
Right.
It's about using art to make a statement, to raise awareness, to challenge perspectives.
Yeah. Transformational cultural creativity without borders.
There it
It's
is.
a bit.
I get it now.
It's a mouthful, but it's powerful.
It is.
And it's clear that this vision resonates with people, too. Remember that Alaska resort story?
Yep.
That's just one example of how ZoneScapes is connecting with people on a deeper level.
It's true. It's proof that people are hungry for art that's more than just aesthetically pleasing.
Right.
They want something that speaks to their values, their beliefs, their sense of wonder.
And ZoneScapes delivers that in spades.
Absolutely.
Whether it's those powerful orca pieces or those mesmerizing soul window designs, Ed Fassio has created a world that invites you to think, to feel, and to connect with something bigger than yourself.
It's really inspiring to see an artist who's so committed to his vision and who's using his talent to make a positive impact on the world.
I agree.
And who knows, maybe his journey will inspire others to, embrace their own creativity and use it to make a difference.
That's the beauty of art. It has the power to transcend boundaries, spark conversations, and inspire change. And ZoneScapes is a shining example of that power in action.
So to anyone listening who's feeling, creatively stuck or unsure of their path, take a page from Ed Fassio's book, embrace your passions, explore new horizons, and don't be afraid to blend seemingly disparate elements to create something truly unique and meaningful.
And if you're looking for art that's both visually stunning, thought-provoking, be sure to check out ZoneScapes on Etsy. You won't be disappointed.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of ZoneScapes. We'll see you next time.